Morning, everyone. It is the first day back after the winter break. Kids are back in school. Fern is obviously with me. We're headed to the farm. It is unseasonably warm. Granted, it's like 36 right now. It's supposed to be up in the mid 50s by the end of today, even though it's going to be cloudy. So we're going to strip some blankets off the horses, make sure that no one colics because of all of the weather. And then I'm sure we will finish up replacing a bunch of the fencing that had come down that we had started before the weekend. Then we ran out of screws, so I ran to the hardware store and picked up some more screws, and we will get these fences fixed so that these horses don't hurt themselves. Well, as soon as I got to the barn, I realized it was Tuesday and not Monday. And on Tuesday, we go and we get the horse feed for the week usually. And so we won't be doing any fence repair today. Instead, I think I'm going to take the tractor and I'm going to clean out the field that Blue has been recuperating in, because there were 2 horses in there before him and there's a lot of manure and we don't want the grass to die. So the plan moving forward with Blue is he's been recuperating alone in a field during the day and in his stall at night. You can tell he's getting a little restless, he's getting a little tired. I have been doing some hand walking in the indoor arena. We've been going over just ground poles, no elevated ground poles. There is a box in there that he can put his front feet up on, which gives him a nice stretch through his back and through the top of the hip, which he seems to enjoy. So for now, like I said, just taking his blanket off because it's going to be 50 today, even though it started out at 36 this morning. And so we are going to try, if everything goes well, he's calm, the herd is calm, we're going to try him out in a turnout with another horse that I know will not run him around. I'm going to go ahead and feed him out in the pasture that he's been hanging out in so that he will stay out of the stall so I can get it cleaned before we make the determination if he's going to go out in the field with Jack. You come to help, Fern? So I spent my childhood cleaning up stalls for the horse that I leased and then eventually owned. I was on self-care board, so I would go before and after school to clean up the stall. So I've had plenty of years of it. However, with the current barn that we're at and the 24/7 turnout, it has been a long time since I have had to clean a stall once, if not twice a day. And frankly, yes, I want Blue to get better for Blue, but I am definitely ready to be done cleaning up a stall every single day. And in addition, paying for the shavings and the extra hay and stuff for him so that he can, get the correct nutrition. When he was on only stall rest, when he couldn't even go out into the small recovery pasture that out the back door that you see there, he was getting all of his forage from the hay net bag that I would put in his stall after steaming it. And granted, we've got really good hay this year. We've got a first cut of a Timothy, like grass hay, as well as we have bales of alfalfa hay. So I have been mixing those, and I went and actually got a bale of orchard grass just to give him a little bit more to eat through. He still had to eat around 2.5% of his body weight in hay just to keep his weight up and his guts moving. So when we weight taped Blue to do his wormer about 2 weeks ago, he taped it 1,050 pounds approximately. So 2.5% of that is like roughly 26 pounds of hay a day. I don't know as if we were getting fully there, but we were getting close. We were making sure that he had something to eat at all times. And when you're feeding that much roughage, the output definitely begins to match the input. So I am ready for Blue to go back out on turnout. And we've been lucky for the past week and a half roughly, he has been out in his little pasture during the day, which has some grass. We've also been putting hay out there for him, but it allows him to walk around, get some blood flow, see the other horses from his little pasture, but still in a smaller contained area where there's nothing for him to slip on. He's not going to get chased by any other horses, and he will remain generally calm. There was a day recently when one of the farriers was out, and for some reason it wasn't windy that day. It was cold, but the horses were absolutely nuts, every single one of them. It was like holding on to the end of a kite string every time we were walking them around. And ironically, one of the craziest horses that day was one of the horses that is one of our older guys and who is generally very calm. And it surprised everyone, and so no one could really figure out, what had the horses all up. But of course, because they were all running around and neighing, for whatever reason, it got Blue interested in whatever was going on. So he began to trot his fence, and then he would canter a few times. So we couldn't allow that. Had to bring him into his stall, shut the door. He did pace a bunch of circles, just doing everything that he shouldn't be doing on that bad hip of his. We tried to throw him extra hay. Nothing would calm him down until I put him out when he was done with his feet, and I put out my husband's horse, Mina, with him, and she, out of all the other horses, was generally calmer once she had something to eat, and once she was calm, Blue calmed down with her out in the pasture with him. Even though we are fully in winter, it is now January. The weather has been a crazy roller coaster. We have had single-digit nights with 20-degree days, and we've had 30-degree nights with mid-50-degree days. And we're talking, we will have these back to back. And so the number of colic cases that we've experienced, or just talking to horse friends in the area that they've experienced, we're all on edge. Our colic cases seem to be up. Everybody's Banamine is like drawn up and ready to go. Luckily, we at our barn have only experienced 2 true colic cases where we've had to give Banamine, and it has calmed it down. They were more of a gas colic than anything else, but still, we're all just sort of waiting for it to happen every day until this weather decides whether it wants to be winter, whether it wants to be spring, and stops flopping back and forth. So here I am trying to scrape up some of the urine that seeped under one of the stall mats that Blue has been staying in. I was trying to even out the floor, scrape up some of the moisture, get it so it would lie flat. And then I'm taking this gypsum powder that eliminates like the ammonia odor and putting it down so that Blue's stall, if he has to stay in it another few days or whether we're going to clean it out and someone else is going to use it, it doesn't end up smelling horrible.
Still got some uneven on that side. Leverage it back up. It's not too bad. Just wanna
So I had the day off yesterday and wasn't at the barn. It's a pretty rare thing for me to not even stop in, even when it is my day off. but I was getting everyone ready to go back to school. So yesterday, Sky, one of the horses that I've shown in a previous video, who has to wear a fly mask all the time because he has a white face and light blue eyes, he lost his fly mask somewhere out in the field. He could have lost it in the woods, he could have lost it along the fence line, we don't know. They could not find it yesterday. So Fern and I are going to set out and look for this thing. Now, he does have more than one fly mask. However, the majority of his fly masks are the stiff, high SPF Kensington masks, and they have been rubbing his eyelid pretty raw recently. So we've been putting on more of his nighttime fly mask, the one that he'll wear in the summer during the night because the bugs are still really annoying, but it is much softer, has a much lower SPF, and therefore is not as stiff. However, he did take it off, so now Fern and I are out on the four-wheeler. We're going to check fences because we do still have a lot of deer that come through the property. I think last week when the big herd of deer ran through, we counted about 20 of them. So they are constantly knocking down fences, so we have to check that. We also check and make sure there's no tree deadfall. And so while I'm doing that, I am going to make a lot of frequent stops, and I'm actually going to walk into the woods where the horses like to shelter and see if I can't find this elusive fly mask.
Peeled off, but he's got to wear one because of his eyes. Might just have to pull a backup one. Oh, got some deer poop, so definitely deer coming through here. It's
2025 and now early 2026 has been the driest year that any of us can remember. We have not had near enough rain. This whole area is dry. The grass is all dead. And normally I would have to wear my mud boots down in this area because there is a creek just beyond where I was walking, and it is a very low point on the farm where water naturally collects, and I am walking around completely dry. When we got off and we were walking around, I noticed that there were a lot of feathers on the ground, like a bird had sort of met his end in this field. And so amongst the feathers, I found this blue jay feather until I realized that I think the bird that got eaten out here by some predator was this pretty blue jay. Now, we don't have very many big predators here in this area of sort of Northern Virginia that we live in. We mostly have coyotes, foxes, you could even count raccoons amongst them. Now, we have a few times on the trail cam gotten a black bear, but that's not one of our biggest concerns, especially in this area where there are a lot of people living and moving around. Even though our farm is pretty big, the bears either only really come out at night, and they're black bears bears, so they're pretty afraid of humans, and they're not gonna bother us, and they're really not gonna bother the horses. We have mostly larger horses, 14 hands and over. That's not really something for a black bear. Now, Fern, if it comes across a bear in the woods, I would be a little bit more concerned about that, especially because she's not the brightest, and probably her healer instincts would kick in and she might try and go after it, and the bear in self-defense would probably take a swipe at her. Other than that, we really don't have anything. I don't think we have any mountain lions here. We're a bit too far down in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains for that. Don't think we have any bobcats, none of that kind of stuff. So if it's eating a bird, like I said, it's probably a coyote or a fox or something like that. So I love walking around in the woods, especially this time of year when the vegetation, especially in Virginia, is a little less dense and there are no bugs constantly attacking my face. So being able to walk through here and take a look at where the horses a lot of the times like to spend their night times, because the trees do offer them some shelter, is kind of magical. And I know we've said it in the past that we do not put in run-in sheds. We tried them in the past, and the herd is large enough to where one of two things happens. One, most of the herd won't go in the run-in shed anyway. They prefer to either stand out in the elements or under these trees. Or two, some of our more dominant members of the herd will kick them out of there. I do not know what it is that Fern just discovered. It's like a massive hair. Is it here? Skunk? Raccoon? I think its owner was attached to it obviously at one point. And I don't think it's alive now because it's got little bits of skin on the ends of the hair. Leave it to Fern. Now I cannot usually walk. This is the creek. It's completely dry. It's usually that's about 3 feet high. It's usually at least halfway up. Not this year. Still no fly mask. So I do not own this farm. I do not own this land. It has always been a dream of mine to have my own horse farm, whether it be personal or a boarding farm, or a little lesson barn for kids and adults that just want to learn. But I absolutely love this place. We've been here for about 9, almost 10 years. My daughter has grown up here, and there's just something magical about this particular piece of land, the animals that live on it, the trees, the creek that runs through it. I've just fallen in love with it, riding through it, and more recently really getting to work and take care of this property. I find it really ironic because I was just saying how much I love this piece of property. and 2 adult bald eagles, and what I'm assuming is their young juvenile bald eagle are flying around out here. Literally just taking a minute in our search for this fly mask and, you know, looking at fences because these bald eagles are still sitting in this tree. Oh my God, I can see them from here. I kind of want them to take flight so I can get, you know, better video for you guys, but they're so beautiful and they're enormous. I turned around because I thought they were, I only saw one at first. I thought it was a heron, which I love our heron. We have a great blue heron that comes and fishes in our pond. Only to find out it was three bald eagles. Oh my gosh. What a great day. Okay, I have to go back to work. I have to go back to finding this fly mask, but wow, what a great day. I can't make this up. I was continuing to look for the fly mask, and then I heard what I thought was an eagle sound, and I look up, and the juvenile is sitting in the tree right above me. Oh. Unfortunately, looking for this fly mask today sort of became a lost cause. We're just gonna have to continue to look for it and probably pull it back up for Sky out of the bin. But I won't consider it a complete loss because I got to walk around in this beautiful landscape and see some absolutely majestic birds. Whoops, I accidentally timed my return to the barn wrong. They had started turning the herd out when I was coming up the chute, and I definitely spooked the majority of the horses.
It's okay. It's okay.
Chip's the only one that went by me. He's the only brave one.
Hi. Hi. You guys are okay. Yeah, oh, good job. Sorry, guys. Hi, Lucky. Hi, baby. Hi, Lucky. Ashel says nope. Here comes Fanny. Hi, guys. Hi, Fanny. Are you gonna let me through? Or are you gonna come out?
So I just put a bucket of water out for these two boys because the jumping paddock does not have a dedicated water trough, and we're not gonna drag one over here. It would just be way too heavy, and they're only out here temporarily. So lucky for Blue, he's getting to go out into the pasture with one other horse, Jack, who I know will not run him around. And we're gonna watch him for a minute or two and see if he stays calm. He is gonna spend at least one more night in his stall, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that prepared, get his hay bag filled up, get it steaming, and hopefully in the morning, after his day of turnout with the other horse, he will not have regressed or be extra sore or anything else, and then we will make the determination on whether he's going to go out with the rest of the herd today, or if that might just be a decision that's a little too fast, but we'll see. So while I was out cleaning out the manure from Blue's pasture, I could hear him screaming, which is exactly what Blue's whinny sounds like. So I had to go make sure that he wasn't running around.
Hey! Hey, you okay? Why are you yelling? Hi. You're walking all right. Hi. Can you get some water? What's up? Why are you yelling? You've got a friend, but you can't be out with the group yet. Tomorrow. Okay? You're so pretty. You're so pretty. Gonna be good? I gotta go back to cleaning up. You gonna stay calm? Are you gonna stay calm? Jack could care less. But he's not running around, so he can keep calling for his friends, but he's alright. Okay, now I let the stall mats have some time to dry out with the gypsum powder on them so that we don't have wet mats underneath of dry shavings, and it eliminates the odor. So I'm just getting Blue's shavings bed spread back out for his, hopefully what I'm hoping is his last night on stall rest. But I do kind of like getting the stall all prepped and ready. It's kind of like tucking your horse in for the night type of thing. I know that sounds a little silly, but there is something really satisfying about making sure that you have a nice bedded down stall that's clean for your horse that they actually want to come into. So this is my daughter's new saddle, and so I wanted to put stirrup suspenders on it so they don't fall, they don't scratch, and I'm just going ahead and putting the cover back on. I bought a new set of stirrup suspenders for my saddle as well, so I'm going to put those on, and then I'm going to do a little bit of jockeying around of tack in the tack room, because where I had my daughter's saddle before, she couldn't reach it very easily. I didn't want her having to struggle to get it out of the box every time, so I'm going to go ahead and put it down in the lower box so that she can get it out more easily, and make sure that all saddle pads and girths go with the saddle that they're intended for. Put my stuff in the car and then I'll load you up. Come on. You come in. Oh, what a sweet girl. What a sweet girl. Daddy's cookie.
Hey, bud. You having a good day? Huh?
Aw, and look at your, I can see him all the way in. Someone out in the back pastures, flaked out, taking a nap.